This is a Hollyland Pyro H wireless video transmitter, and I got them some weeks back. Just to recap the features this packs, this is a 400-meter transmission range, and also it has between the 2.5 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz frequency, and also most of or top on the list is the UVC function, which acts as a capture card, eliminating the need to get an external capture card if you're connecting your device directly to your PC or whatever. All right, so now to why we're making this video. All right, this has a bit of a problem, and this video is just to help us walk us through everything that I have noticed on this product. All right, so I would unpack this first. All right, this is the first unit. And basically what I notice is once the two units are powered on, they cannot work together. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but this video would help us walk us through all of that. All right. So if you have any suggestions that I would do or something that I'd change, please do leave it on the comment section. So this is the first pack and this is the second pack. All right. So we'll go one after the other. And I have my Sony MPF battery here. And also not forgetting, this is my 4-input CTEC monitor. All right. So it would help us see both views from different cameras. And for the camera I'm using for this test is the Panasonic, the Panasonic HCX2000 and the Sony A7 IV. All right. So let's get this started. And this is the transmitter. So quickly, I'll mount the antennas and the same for the receiver. I'll mount the antennas as well. As well as the second antenna for this unit. And okay, so don't forget, this is the hot shoe that comes with it, and it's quite very sturdy, I must say. Durable, like it feels, and you can tell from the build quality. All right, so, and in case you're always wondering which is the transmitter and receiver, of course the transmitter is the red color, and you can always see it here, TX. So don't mix it up in any case. All right, so I'll just move this just aside a bit. This is my Sony A7 IV, so I'll just strap it on here and lock it up. Make sure it is locked and also on the tilt axis as well. It's not a gimbal, but all right. So this is the Sony NP980 battery, so I'll just strap it on here. All right, now to HDMI connections. So I have these very long cables here. It's quite very long, but for the purpose of what we're doing, it will serve that purpose. All right, so this is set up. Now to the receiver. Okay, so if you can see from this monitor, you can see my 4 inputs already there. So I would power on the device or put in the battery, this. And already I have the 2 inputs, that's number 1 and 2, connected already. So let's power on the camera powered on. I would power on the transmitter. And secondly, plug my HDMI on the receiver and power on this device. Okay, so just quickly let me look at, okay, so of course it shows you the Hollyland logo. Both units shows you the Hollyland logo. If you can see, yeah, the Hollyland logo is showing over there. And okay, there is a signal coming in here, which is 1080/50, and it selected itself automatically channel 1. automatically it did that scan and check and selected the channel 1 setting. And that is the feed that is coming in there. You can see. Sorry. Okay, let me put this properly. Okay, so this is a view of the studio. I'm sure you can see that. Okay. All right, so let me make this a little bit quick. So I would immediately set up the second transmitter. But before then, I'd have to power this down. We'll get there, in a moment. All right, so this, I'd have to power it down, turn it off. That's both the transmitter and the receiver. And move it somewhere this way. And this one would just stick by here. And this is the Panasonic HCX2000. And I'll set up the second unit of the transmitter and the receiver. All right, so power on the battery. Okay, so mount the battery. Put the antennas on mount the antennas. Okay. Mount the hot shoe. And slap it on the camera hot shoe mount. Okay, make sure it's firm. And also, don't forget, sorry, I have these very clumsy HDMI long cables, but they do the work. All right, so. Okay, so one amazing feature I've noticed on the Hollyland Pyro H video transmitter is the fact that it has HDMI in and HDMI Loopout. So what this means is that if you have any intention of routing this signal directly to maybe a secondary viewing device or whatever, this would serve an immediate purpose for that while you send out the transmitter or the transmission system to your other devices. I don't know if that makes sense. So if you are supposed to route the same device, first it comes in here and which sends out the signal out, and also the loop out can go into maybe an HDMI splitter that splits to other screens, like if you have some major screens around, while the other one takes it to the extreme distance that you intend to take it to. All right, so this is the second unit of the receiver. All right, so I'll mount the antennas on them. So not forgetting these antennas, can be, you can just, depending on the signal quality, you can always tilt it different directions just to make sure you are having a very sound signal coming in. All right, slap on that battery there and turn on my camera on. Okay, so camera is on. What else? It's kind of, okay, so camera is on, and turn on the transmitter, also turn on the receiver, and I'll just plug the receiver output. So remember, the first, this was my input 1, this is my input 2, so I'm just waiting for them to boot up. So if you can look through here, this is the Hollyland logo. Let me just check what's going on there. Okay, so you can see it selected channel 1, and likewise the unit over here. So if you can see this. So the both selected automatically channel 1, and it's showing this is the view we are having. Very stable. Okay, now to the problem. All right, so in this setup, what I notice is that if I power on this one, it automatically shuts off this one. So if I power on the second unit, the first unit automatically goes blank, cannot maintain or cannot establish connection, which I'd have to do that right now. So This is the camera for the second unit. So if you can see, this is my input 1 and this is input 2, or transmitter 1, transmitter 2, receiver 1, receiver 2. And you have all displaying both here, or for now, for just camera 2 displaying. So I'm going to power on camera 1 and power on the transmitter. So I'm switching it on and switch the receiver as well on. So it's powering on. So you can see the logo appears, and wait for it. So you can see the first transmission is still maintained there. So it's showing Hollyland linking. We're waiting for that. So just to peep in, okay, it selected channel 2 here, which on the receiver, it selected channel 2 as well. So by now, this camera is on. Let me just show you that. This is on, but it's not sending any signal yet. Oh, voila. All right, so this second camera just came on, or the first camera, as it were, came on, and I'm having signals for both, which previously I was having that issue of once this unit comes on, the second unit comes on, and, you know, I just don't have a signal coming through on both devices. I didn't know what the issue was. This is quite very, I don't know what went right, but this was the issue I was having. All right. So once this unit was powered on and this unit was powered on simultaneously, they seemed not to find themselves. So I'm kind of surprised that this came on. All right. So this has, you know, unfortunately, this selected itself to channel 1. The other one selected itself to channel 2. And okay, so let me make this setup a little more tricky just to see if, more like there was some sort of interference in my space, or so I was using a video mixer. So I'll bring that onto this set just in a moment. I don't know what's happening right now, but everything seems to be working just perfectly as intended. So my setup then for the event was I used the ProLink R2 Plus mixer, video mixer, to, of course, line this in. So let me power this ProLink R2 Plus with this. And so once you power it on, of course, the RGB light just comes on nice and neat. So the next thing I'll do is, okay, so as you can see, sorry, it's a very bit clumsy in here right now. So I'll just move the transmitters out of the way. If you can still see this, you still have your, or the views are still there, which is camera 2, which is this, and camera 1, which is this. So I shake this, this is this, that's the Sony A7 IV, and this is the Panasonic camera. And next thing I'd want to do is, if you can see this, the R2 Plus is on. It's a 4-channel video mixer. So I'll just take this. This would be the third input over here. So I would put this as multi-view out. And yeah, I think I should have a signal somewhere there. Exactly. That's it. So I need to feed in input from this. So immediately what I'll do is I'll take out input 1 from here, as well as input 2. Okay, so, all right, so those are the 2 inputs. So I'll run them through the mixer instead. So I'll just keep this over here. So I run them through the mixer as input source 1 and input source 2. All right, so I'll just switch it on. And we should have a feed coming in here if everything is okay. All right, so there's a feed coming in there. So I don't know which of the camera is that. That should be camera 1. This. Okay, so if you can see, let me just crank up the ISO or something so you have better exposure. So I don't know if you can have visuals there. All right, so this is now coming from the mixer and camera 1, camera 2. So this is camera 2. That's now routed from the mixing console, from the Auto Plus mixer here. And so I think pretty much everything is working properly, like right now. Okay. So right now everything seems to be working properly. But for some reason, I don't know what happened during my event. Could it be there were a lot of microphones there? Have you had such an issue? How did you deal with it? Because I tried changing the channels just to see if I did channel 1 to, I think, sorry, groups. It has up to I from the group names here. You can have from group A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to group I. And I did that as well as the channels, but for some reason, the both systems were not working together. But once you switch off one works perfectly. So I don't know exactly what went wrong, but if you've had such an issue before, I've contacted the guys at Hollyland. They said I needed to send them a video, but unfortunately, I didn't take a video on that scenario, what happened. Kindly let me know how you had, sorted it out. I'm just suggesting this might be a new issue that's arising. So maybe the guys at Hollyland would want to tweak a little thing in their firmware upgrade and release that for, just for system stability and, so we don't have this reoccurring. These are pretty good systems that, it's too early to have noticed such. All right. So all right, so for now, everything seems to be working fine. But before you buy the Hollyland wireless transmitter, just do well to watch this video so that you can have all the information you need. This is an amazing system. It comes pretty packed with everything you need as almost a professional broadcast system. 400 meters of range is quite a very huge leap in distance, all right? And it has both HDMI in and loop out. It has a UVC function, which can serve as your capture card. What an amazing device this is. So if this is plugged to your camera, so for the receiver, which is this unit, put on your Type-C USB cord here, which serves as the charge cable. So it actually two functions. It charges the system or it powers the system, and also if it's plugged to a laptop or a system, any computer system, it automatically connects as a webcam or as a video source. You don't need any device update or software to install for this to work. It's plug and play. All right. So, yeah, that's what I needed to send out to you guys. And do well to drop in the comment section if you've had any issues with these systems and let me know. And if you've bought, what's your experience like working with the Hollyland wireless video transmitter Pyro H? All right. So until next time, I have another video that I'll be dropping that shows exactly how much I actually fired this system a lot that day. It went through hell and back, and I'm really glad that it held up to all the touted features and, yeah, specifications. So go out there, keep creating, use the Hollyland product, and yeah, see you on the next video.